Thank you very much to the team for being here, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to our final team project presentation. The topic of today's presentation is the development of a sponsorship concept to attract new sponsors for the Swiss Sports Medicine Society. Our team consists of Gonzalo Lasarte, Hanav Dosai, and myself, Isabel Collichon. The structure of today's presentation is the following. After a brief introduction of the project, I will give you a short overview of the SSMS annual conference, followed by a benchmark study, sponsorship opportunities, and a list of potential sponsors. And finally, we will conclude with a conclusion. So our client was the Swiss Sports Medicine Society with its 780 members and its objective of the promotion of sports medicine and movement in the interest of health and of the population. Its main activities are the four. It's first education, social responsibility, lobbying, and public relations. With a main focus on education, it is responsible for the education of sports medicine in Switzerland, which also includes a 2-day annual conference. Currently, it has one main sponsor, which is IPSA Pharma, and the Here's London Group is a supporter of the Best Research Paper Prize. The objective of our project was to help the Swiss Sports Medicine Society in developing a sponsorship concept to attract sponsors in new fields other than pharmaceutical and orthopedics. It mainly consisted of 3 parts. First, the benchmarking, like a benchmarking study among other sports medicine societies. Second, identifying sponsorship opportunities at the annual conference. And third, to find sponsors which have a link to the Swiss Sports Medicine Society. We approached our project the following way. We selected secondary data, like literature on sponsorship, as well as studying the available information on sports medicine societies and other societies. And also, like primary data, we conducted interviews with representatives of sports medicine societies, as well as experts in sponsoring. I would like to give you an overview of the conference. It's a 2-day conference with 300 participants and a few keynote speakers. It has workshops, and most important at the moment, as we've seen, there are only 2 sponsors and 21 exhibitors. IPSA, the main sponsor of the SSMS, gets an advertisement space in the conference program. Here's London is supporting the Best Research Paper Award, and at the moment, the SSMS itself is sponsoring the Best Poster Prize. And the promotion stands, we have 21 exhibitors. They're buying square meters to set up a booth, but they're not considered a sponsor. So first part was a benchmarking to see what are the other societies doing. We made a benchmarking of 6 other societies worldwide. First of all, we have to say the objectives and activities of all the societies are very similar. But we see here the members of Germany are 8,000. Obviously, Germany is a much bigger country, so there's also more members. But more important, they have a cooperation partner, a silver sponsor, and 6 bronze sponsors. If you look at the conference, it's a similar format, except for more participants and more sponsors. We have 10 sponsors here. Again, they also get advertisement space in the program. They're sponsoring the Best Poster Prize, workshops, the exhibitors buy booth stands, they sponsor lunch symposia and other engagements such as merchandise articles for the conference bags or beverage provider, shuttle service or massage service. In Austria, we don't have many things to say. It's similar to Switzerland, and the conference is a bit bigger, but the format is the same. Sponsorship engagements are not many to highlight. So I pass over to France.
Yeah, moving to France, what is interesting here is that they have 50% of the revenue come from the state subsidies, and they only have one sponsors, and it's been the sponsor since many years. They don't want to move to another sponsor. Here we see again similar things if you compare to the rest of the societies. And regarding the sponsorship engagement, again you will see that it's very similar. Print and digital products. Prize is sponsored by Powerade, the main sponsor, symposia, and promotion stand with 30 exhibitors. Then moving to Netherlands, here we see the interesting thing is that they have the revenues, it's mainly members fee because they don't have sponsors. So this is quite different compared to the other societies. Here again, you will see that is the same, so I'm not going to repeat, very similar. And again, very similar. They propose print products, prices, a digital platform, and promotion stands. Now we move to UK.
Thank you, Ron. Moving on, UK is similar to rest of societies, countries, nothing new. They have but the only difference is they have two major conferences. One is the annual conference, which has about 400 participants, and then a spring conference, which has about 200 participants. And talking about it's a 2-day conference, and nothing new in this, about 15 sponsors they have. As far as engagements are concerned, they are very similar to the rest of the countries, societies we have talked about. They have the print products, they have digital platforms, promotion stands by the exhibitors. And then moving on to Australia, it is one of the biggest and the most proactive sports medicine societies across the globe. They have a huge member base, about 5,500 members, and they do quite a lot of things, and they have sponsors from different industries as well. Something different is it's a 3-day conference with about 600 participants, and when it comes to sponsorship engagements, very similar. They have sponsored speaker and sessions and prizes as well. Essex is one of their oldest and biggest partners, and something unique they do is with them is the endorsement. That is, for Essex, certain shoes, SMA gives them SMA recommended endorsements, which is on the shoes. So this is something that can be looked at. And moving on to conclusions, Gonzalo.
Yeah. So we've seen that mainly all the societies are doing more or less the same in terms of sponsorship engagement. We didn't find many different things. So analyzing the size of the societies, we see that SSMS is doing well because they have a greater number compared to other countries with higher population. In terms of the sector, we think that SSMS can improve because we've seen that some societies are targeting sectors that are not related with medicine or orthopedics or pharmaceutical, for example, Germany with automotive. Then in terms of participant and activities, SSMS is doing well in terms of participants, but again, we think that in terms of activities, they can improve and they can organize more activities. And in terms of exhibitors, again, we think that the SSMS can improve and they can find more exhibitors. Continue.
Since nothing new and innovative could be found from the benchmarking of the medical societies, we decided to look at some other societies, and basically the scientific societies. 2 were across US and 1 in UK. And from that, something we got to know is in today's world, everything is digital and on the internet. So these societies, what they do is they have for the conferences, have their own social media pages, they have their own web pages, and which gives a chance for their sponsors to go on the websites and can post their links, which can be redirected. And something innovative that these societies do is they give a Wi-Fi sponsor. Since the conference has a Wi-Fi, it's named after a sponsor and they're charging for it. And similarly, they have the app sponsor. So these conferences have their own apps for each conference, and those apps are sponsored by the whatever sponsor they can find. So this is something innovative that they do. And other than that, it's the same.
Thank you. So as a second part of our study, we looked at the sponsorship opportunities at the conference. This comes out of the benchmarking that we've done, but also like new ideas that we came up with. So just to remind you about the conference, the format, and the current engagements. So we've seen that's not too much at the moment, but we've seen with the benchmarking, other societies are doing more, and also we think there are other opportunities. So we classified the opportunity in 6 different categories. First, brand exposure. So sponsors would have the potential to present their brand in the conference program, in the newsletter, on the website, with a booth, on different banners and entrance. During the breaks of the conference, they can show, like on the PowerPoint presentation, their logo or like a short advertisement. Also like some banners, merchandise articles also in the conference bag. Second, we have the activation promotion. The sponsor can promote themselves as the official sponsor. They have access to the participants, also to the speakers, and they can network during the breaks. And afterwards, to send out emails and letters to the participants and the speakers. Third is a designation, so they can promote themselves as the official sponsor on their website, on mobile devices, as well as on the company brochures. Fourth, hospitality. They will be invited to receptions, to lunches, and to dinners, where they also will again have the possibilities to engage and interact with the participants and the speakers, or invite their clients or customers or employees. Fifth, administration. On the one hand, they will benefit from our support, but they can also sponsor certain activities, such as like the transportation, like parking, accommodation, or the Wi-Fi. And finally, there are other opportunities, such as the best paper prize, best poster prize, the bags itself. Then they have the logo beside the SSMS logo. They can sponsor merchandise articles in different ways, the conference app, receptions, dinners, and lunches, as well as recreational activities such as yoga classes or some other sports events. We suggest to sell the sponsorship opportunities in packages, as we've seen at other societies as well. So we propose like a silver, gold, and platinum package. You will also find it in our final report, the detail, what it includes, different packages, and how we came up with it. And then additionally, sell other sponsorship engagements, which we've seen before, like on the others, on our 6 different categories as well. So finally,
now we're going to talk about the potential sponsor for the annual conference, what we recommend to the SSMS, what kind of companies to target, excluding orthopedics and pharmaceutical, because we've seen that they are the mainly sponsors. So we based our analysis in the benchmarking, even if we saw that it was very similar between the societies. Also in the literature and also with the interviews to different professionals of the industry. So we propose textiles, automotive, gym, restaurants and drinking establishments, beauty, food and beverage, and banks. So we are going to explain for each one why we decide to choose this sector and what can be the potential activity in the conference. For textiles, we decided to choose textile because we've seen that, for example, AISTS is one of the main sponsors and for many years of the Australian Society. Also, of course, everybody when you practice sport needs to use one sport product. And it could be a good opportunity for example, any brand, any Swiss brand, to have the partnership with SSMS. What can be the activity in the conference? They can organize a small race, they can provide merchandising, they can explain their product, their latest innovations. And one very interesting thing is to use the logo of SSMS. Of course, SSMS has to check if this product is healthy, but we've seen that some other brands are using the logo of other societies. Regarding automotive, we've seen that Germany is using, has a partnership with Volvo, so it could be also interesting. And doctors are a good target because they have a high purchasing power, so it's a good customer target. And the activities they can do is to showcase one vehicle with some characteristic for the doctors, and then they can organize a free ride for the winner of a raffle. Then gyms. Of course, if someone is injured, sometimes the doctor can tell you go to this gym, to this other gym, so it can be interesting. And it's for all categories of people, even if you are not a big athlete. And what they can do in the conference, they can enable a place to organize a masterclass, for example, a yoga masterclass. Restaurant and drinking establishment. Why do we decide to choose this one? Because we think that restaurant can use the logo of SSMS, for example, in the healthy menu, or in the menu that is prepared for, let's say, for athletes. And it can be a good opportunity for them, of course, to have this association. And they can offer a depth menu in the conference to show the benefits of the menu. And also, as we said, they can use the logo of the SSMS in the restaurant. Beauty and beverage and food. Beauty, why we decide to choose beauty? Because we think that in terms of marketing, could be very interesting for a beauty company to have the partnership with SSMS, because it's formed by doctors, so it can give us more serious image. Then they can offer sample in their conference. They can also provide a makeup session led by a professional, especially for women, of course. Food and beverage, this is similar to what we said for the restaurant. In this case, we were thinking about, for example, a tea company or a sport drink company. And again, they can use the logo of SSMS in their product. And they can put a fridge in the conference with samples of their product. The doctor can take the product and see, and they can explain the benefits of the products. And finally, banks. Why? Of course, again here, because we think that doctors is a high income sector, so it's a good opportunity for banks to target these kind of customers. And they can distribute in the conference like specific documents for targeting doctors. Finally, the main conclusion of our project. So we decided to explain three big things. First, regarding the sponsorship engagement among the other sport medicine societies, as we've seen, we didn't find many different things. More or less, they are all doing very similar things. So we can say that SSMS is not doing less than the others in terms of the sponsorship engagement. We think that something new can be done in the sport medicine societies in terms of sponsorship engagement in the conferences. Then we propose a GERT of rights and benefits for SSMS, but of course we think that it must be flexible, and for some kind of companies they can propose only single rights and benefits. And finally, we recommend a list of potential sponsors, and here our advice is that the benefit has to be mutual, it has to be a win-win in order to have a long-term relationship. So thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions.